right, guys, we're gonna go over how to use this RV. First of all, right here's your tongue jack. It's electric, it goes up and down with this button, and then this one's just a night light if you're docking at night with your truck or something like that. You also have your propane tank located right here. To access this, all you do is you're gonna lift this off, you're gonna unscrew it just like your grill at your house and then screw it back on. It takes a regular propane tank. Hopefully you never need it, but if you did need to get into it for some reason, your battery box is located right here. Also, your battery disconnect switch is right there. Usually the battery disconnect's used for when it's in storage and stuff, so it doesn't drain your batteries if you left like the radio on or something like that. As we come around there's a huge storage area. These handles are kind of new this year, so you kind of pull up and just lift it. It's got a large storage area. This is where you're gonna find the majority of the gear, water hose, sewer hose, all that kind of stuff, power cord right there. Every corner has a stabilizer jack. To use these, there's a little hand crank in this compartment. You just put it in there and you wind it on down. And then once those touch the ground, they'll get a little tight, and that's how you want it. It's not to level the RV or anything like that. It just makes it less wobbly when you're walking inside. There's a large awning here. We recommend, if you're not sitting underneath the awning, don't use it. Wind, rain, anything like that, you know, you can damage these awnings pretty easily when you're out camping. They are pretty expensive to replace. If you need to fix one, they cost about $1,900 to replace. So don't go to bed with it out and that kind of thing. We've seen them break that way. You wake up in the middle of a storm and one of the arms is broken off or something like that. So just be careful with that. As we come around, we're gonna show you how to get in the RV. First of all, you wanna make sure this is lift up to the left. You're gonna push and pull the door at the same time, just like that. You're gonna swing this all the way 180 degrees, just like that. There's a pull valve here. You're gonna pull this, and then you're actually gonna swing it down to the ground. These are awesome steps. They're just fantastic. You just pull it like this, swing it. Now, one thing you wanna notate is each leg is independently adjustable. To adjust those, see these yellow knobs? You'll just pull it out, pull the knob out, and then you can raise, lower, change, or whatever you need to do. That's really nice if you're on uneven ground. You can actually get your stairs leveled. One other thing we want to be aware of and watch out for when you put these down, you want to make sure this lip right here is flush. This is actually a little high right now, so if you were to go and close this door, it's going to catch the bottom of the door and it could bend it or damage it. So you actually want to lower these. You want these legs up probably one more notch, so that's completely flat and your stairs are level when you're coming in. To close it, pretty simple. Once again, make sure this is 180 degrees out of the way. We tell you that because when you swing this up, there's a little wing right here. And if this door is in the way, it's gonna hit it and damage your door as well. So just make sure that's out of the way. Put it up just like this, pull the lever, put it back in, swing this guy shut. Anytime you travel, we recommend you lift this up. It's got a couple modes. That's to get in, and then this one covers the door so it doesn't pop open on you when you're driving. There are a couple electrical outlets on the outside of this guy, right here. Just remember, major appliances, outlets, microwave, all that kind of stuff, air conditioner. You must have power running into the RV to use them. So if you're parked at an RV park or something and plugged in, everything will work. Otherwise, if you want to use kind of that stuff, you're going to need a generator on and running. Right here, you have a black tank sewer flush. If you're going to dump your tanks, you can hook a hose right here, and it's actually going to push water through the black tank and clean it as you're dumping. So just one thing to note on that, you definitely want to make sure that that valve is open anytime you're running water through this. You don't want that tank to fill up backwards, come all the way to the top and come out of the toilet. So make sure anytime you're running water through here, that black valve is open. Once again, you have your stabilizer jack right here. Same thing we talked about in the front. Your awning arms, this is a large awning, so just be aware of that. Hopefully you never need to use it, but the spare tire is located here. And then there is a little receiver here. This is not to tow anything or anything like that. Some people may use this for like a bike rack or some extra storage. The weight rating on it, I believe, is only 250 pounds. So just be careful with that. It's not for towing anything. Pretty simple. Or putting a dirt bike hanging off the back or something like that. It doesn't work that way. There's a nice storage area here. This is mainly where you would probably keep we would keep the power cord. As we get into this side, you have your stabilizer jack. You also have your power cord connect. Right here, you're gonna take your power cord, you're gonna plug it in right here. It's a 30 amp power. The other part of the cord is either gonna go into the park power, the power pedestal at the park, or into a generator if you're using one of those. If you're at a park and you plug it in and nothing's working inside, 99% of the time, It's the breaker on your power pedestal. So make sure the park has turned that on, or you haven't actually flipped it on. Most of the time they will flip that off when nobody's there. So you need to make sure you turn that on, and then you should be good to go. And then underneath here, this is your dump area. There's gonna be 2 pull valves, a black and a gray. The black is for the black water, the gray handles for the gray water. Black is sewage, gray is like dirty shower water. So to do this, you're gonna take your sewer hose, you actually screw it right on here, and then you actually pull the black valve first. Like we discussed on the other side, if you're running water through that, you're gonna leave that open while you do that. Once you're done with that, turn off your water, close that, and then you can pull this gray one. That's actually gonna flush out your sewer hose and kind of clean it out a little bit. And then you can always spray some water in your sewer hose as well when you're done. Just be careful, there's an exhaust for a heater right here. Those can get extremely hot, so you don't want any gear leaning against the trailer. First of all, and also anytime, we don't recommend you lean anything against a trailer when you're out camping. When you walk, the trailer may bounce a little bit, micro bounces, and then if you have something on a sticker, it'll rub through. By the time you get home, you're like, oh, I got a tear in my sticker. So just be aware of that. You have a large slide out. It comes out pretty far, about 4 feet, which is large, which is really, it's a nice booth dinette inside. Gives you a lot of room. It's really cool. Just remember, check, make sure there's no branches or anything when you close this. No debris is falling up above it when you're closing it. And also when you're sending it out, make sure there's not a tree in the way or a car parked here. Usually we recommend you use a spotter whenever you're using the slide out here. As we come around, you have your hot water tank. You don't need to worry about that. The only thing here is this can get hot, so just be careful about that. And then you have your fresh water tank, and then you have your city water connect. We always just recommend you use the fresh water tank and fill that when you're camping. A lot of times you go to an RV park and you plug in, the water pressure may be super high or maybe low, and you don't want to blow out your valves or your hoses inside your plumbing inside your RV. So we recommend you just fill this and then just use the water pump. That way it's always regulated at the right pressure. If you did decide to use this, anytime you are not using the water, make sure you walk out and actually turn off the spigot. You don't want to get a little water leak going. The plumbing in one of these is not like your house. It's just plastic fittings stuck together. A lot of times stuff will drip out, that kind of stuff. So if you leave it on overnight or something like that, you may wake up to a puddle inside the RV or something like that. Same thing with the freshwater tank. Anytime you're not using the pump, go ahead and turn it off. When you need water, turn on the pump button again and you should be good to go. Once again here, this is the other side of that big old storage we showed you earlier. You can access it from either side. It's really nice. And then you have your last stabilizer jack here. Make sure before you leave your campsite, do one walk around the trailer before you leave. Make sure every one of these jacks is up out of the way. Probably one of the #1 damages we get to fix for people is they leave the jacks down or they don't bring them all the way up and they catch something driving out and they bend them. It can be a little bit costly to replace them, so just be aware of that. Make sure those are all up out of the way. All right, we're gonna head inside and show you how to use the inside of this RV. All right, guys, we're gonna go over how to use the inside of this RV. First of all, we have our controllers right here. You have your awning extend button, you have your slide in out button, and then you have exterior lighting and interior lighting. You also have your solar control module right here. This is gonna tell you where your solar power is running, battery levels, all that kind of stuff. It's a great little RV. You guys are gonna love it. We're gonna swing around and show you how to use the dinette real quick. First of all, you have the dinette dinette that you can sit here and play cards with and all that kind of stuff, but this also converts into a sleeping area. To do that, you're actually just gonna lift this tabletop off. You're gonna remove these 2 poles, and then there's these little knobs, there's 4 of them. You're actually gonna drop this table and lay it right there, take the rear cushions, lay it on top, and this becomes a great sleeping area. One other thing just to note real quick is right here next to the bed, you have a couple USB charging outlets, and you have a regular outlet as well. This RV is great. We're going to start going over the kitchen area here and show you how to use it. You have a double burner top here, and then you have a microwave right there. Just make sure anytime you're using any major appliance, air conditioner, microwave, all that kind of stuff, you're going to need the generator on and running to use it. You have a nice stereo system. You have some good storage up here and also some drawers. We're going to go over how to use the fridge. First of all, on the fridge, this is an electric fridge. So you open this up, and then there's actually a little twist valve or a twist on-off button here. There's a mode on there that actually says off-grid. If you guys are dry camping, you're going to put it between the off-grid mode right there, and then it'll actually conserve some energy for you as well. These are great. The freezers are large. The refrigerator's large. We've been really enjoying having these. Less worry about the propane gas and all that kind of stuff. Also, right underneath it, you do have a breaker panel with some fuses. If something's not working electrically, that's probably the #1 place to check. Just make sure a breaker's not tripped, just like your house would be. And then we also have on this side, you have some bunks, which are great for the kids, or even 2 adults can sleep there. You have your heating and cooling right there. To turn it on, you'll just hit the mode button. It'll cycle through each mode. It'll go from fan to air conditioner to heater to off. So that's where you'll set that. It's really nice. We're gonna jump in here and show you how to use the bathroom. First of all, it's a foot flush toilet. So to flush this, how these work is actually you hold it halfway down. It'll fill the bowl with some water. You will handle your business, and then you actually push it all the way down, and that'll actually flush it all the way through. So you do want to fill the bowl with a little bit of water before you use it, just using it halfway down. And then all the controls are right in the back. This is going to show you your water levels. You're going to have your fresh, your gray, your black, and your battery level. And then you also have your water pump button, and then your water heater. There's one that says heated holding tank system. We're in Arizona, you're not going to need to worry about those at all. And then all the way to the left on the side there is actually your water heater on off button. So that's what you'll do to run the water heater. Right above on top of the countertop is actually a GFCI outlet. So if one of the outlets isn't working or something, double check just to make sure that the GFCI outlet is not tripped. You have a nice shower area in here. It's a sliding shower curtain. It actually retracts and wicks itself so that water doesn't come off out into the bathroom area. This is a great RV. One last thing, the heater, just so you know where the heat comes out, is actually beneath the bunk bed here. That's actually where the heat's going to come out. And then you do have also a propane detector and carbon monoxide sensor right here. If that's chirping or beeping, first of all, it's a carbon monoxide sensor. So you want to open everything up, make sure everything's good in here, getting a good airflow. And secondly, it might just be your batteries are low. So go ahead and charge that using a generator or plugged in at the park. We do recommend if you're dry camping, you run a generator 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon. That's going to keep everything charged up for you. This RV's great. We know you're going to love it. Surveyor is just fantastic. You guys are going to love it. We can't wait to see you, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.